Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon. Last time Haschel ran off on his own after we made it through the Valley of Corrupted Gravity, and he ran up into this room right here. We're left with Meru in our party, and it also, I think, just occurs to me that we have not seen Meru in combat yet, so what do you say we run around in a circle here just to see her? It's not like we're going to be sticking with her for long, but, you know, the game has put her in our party, so we might as well take advantage of the situation, right? So like I mentioned before, we don't have Meru's Dragoon spirit, assuming she's gonna get one, which, come on, that's a pretty safe assumption, right? Everybody in our party's gotten one so far. So pretty much all Meru can do is use items or attack. Her attack is nothing too special right now, but we'll take a look at it nonetheless.
Double smack.
Double smack, there you go. Pretty much everyone starts out with a one-hit combo, so you know, it's not really going to be very impressive by nature. You do notice that she went first, though. Like I mentioned, Meru does have pretty much the best speed of the group, so that's where her advantages lie. But unfortunately, her getting more turns doesn't really help us right now, considering she's practically useless otherwise. So she'll get her use later, maybe. But for now, we're just going to keep her out, because look at all that damage Dart just did. Now let's see Albert. These Berserkers have terrible defense, by the way, so this should be a very high number. Yeah. So don't be fooled by Meru's 160 whatever on that thing. Let's see how she does on an enemy with some actual defense. 36. That's a little more like it. This is why I don't have her in my party just yet. So now that that's out of the way and I've been perfectly justified in not taking Meru, let's actually head forward and where we're supposed to go, follow Haschel into this room. So we're going to pan down first. Wow, look who it is. Might have suspected, huh? Now you might be screaming at me, hey wait, you forgot to take Meru out of your party. Don't worry, it's okay, I promise. So it looks like this is where they are. This is an interesting little place. Looks like some kind of inner sanctum to a temple or something. Not quite sure on the religion of the Gigantos, but it's certainly important looking, I'll give you that. So it does look like they ran into, I feel bad because I totally just forgot that guy's name. Oh man, I'm completely blanking. You know, the mayor's son, the guy that we kind of also came here to save. So it mentions the woman's in control of the palace. It'll be a piece of cake to take over this country. McGarrick says, my fist doesn't desire that kind of thing. I just want to live free. If she wants the power, I'll give it to her. Interesting, not something the evil character usually says, huh? Gonna be taken advantage of being a wimp like that. And of course Haschel comes in. Remember, it was his former apprentice a long time ago, so... yeah, of course recognizes him immediately. How low you have fallen. I was right to kick you out. Must have been serious. I don't know what he did, but it must have been serious if Haschel kicked him out entirely. Martial arts is your heart. When you hit, your fist aches and your heart aches. Except it seems your heart has forgotten the ache. Mappy, just get out of here. Nobody wants you here. Like he wasn't expecting us to come help him or anything, I don't know. So this is why it was okay that I kept Meru in my party. Haschel does have to be in your party for this fight, which I am 100% fine with because he's in my preferred party right now anyway, so let's go. Alright, so how about we start off the video with a boss fight, what do you say? So of course we have two enemies in this boss fight, both Mappy and Garrick. Garrick is exceptionally tall. It's actually funny, you'll see him when he runs up to attack people later. Garrick is actually like 1.5 feet taller than everybody here. It's a little strange. And Mappy is around. Now they don't do anything too terribly harmful, but if I do remember, if both of them are together, they have a chance of doing an instant kill attack. I don't remember if Albert still has the talisman on at this point, or if I took it off. I think I took it off. You know, it's not super important. I think we'll get by without it. Gonna be taking out Mappy first to that effect, though. I think you do have to beat both of them to finish the battle, so we might as well take out the one that will go down quickest first. So let's get going.
Take that, flurry of sticks!
And as usual, the Rose Storm strategy still applies if you'd like a little extra protection. It might not be a bad idea. In fact, let's go ahead and switch Albert over. Actually, we're going to wait a little bit on that. Last time we ended up not needing it, so I may be underestimating my survivability a little bit. We'll wait and just get some damage in first to see how it goes. It also, again, would make sense that these guys can counter your attacks quite a lot. All right, there. Get a little too into it, I think.
Go!
Ouch. That one hurts a little bit. So again, that's one of those attacks that both of them need to be around in order to do. So that's why it's a good idea to, you know, take one of them out as quickly as possible. I think we're going to go ahead and just Dragoon with Haschel real quick and see if we can get a little extra damage in through that attack. It's a little more convenient when they only have one Dragoon level, because you can really only use it to get one attack off, so, you know, you might as well. I missed the last one. That's unfortunate. See, it's so much less cool when he doesn't do the big energy charge thing while he's flying in the air. So actually, it may be a good idea to go ahead and get off a Rose Storm here, just because their attacks are stronger when they're both together, it seems. So it may be a good idea to go ahead and get some protection up. It's probably not going to matter in the end, but it is convenient that Albert has 4 Dragoon levels so he can get a Rose Storm, and then by the time it runs out, it will be his last turn and he can get another one in. So he can be protected pretty much for a full 6 turns. It's really nice. Alright, shields are up. Now let's keep going. Don't have Mappy even in the yellow yet, so still a ways to go. But we're making good progress, especially once Albert starts really getting some attacks in. Unfortunately, that first one was countered. Yeah, look at how much taller Garrick is than Haschel. It's almost comedic just how big this guy is.
Take that, flurry of sticks!
Alright, let's get some attacks in here with Albert. Ah, missed it again. That's still really, I don't know, that still doesn't feel good to me. I generally know if I miss it, I'm probably late, I think, but I don't know, the whole spinning circle thing just doesn't feel good to me.
Yes. Go! Crash dance! Mappy, go!
So luckily we were shielded there and that did next to no damage, but even if it was at full strength, it probably wouldn't matter that much. If I remember correctly, these guys are basically pushovers. It's a pretty easy fight. Also, if you're wondering, I still can't remember that guy's name. the mayor's son that went out here. I feel so bad for not remembering that, but oh well. There it is. Did it start with an L? I feel like it started with an L. Because Kate was the chick. Oh, man. Oh well. Thankfully, it's not important, so we have finished off mapping out, which means it's basically just Garrick by himself. All he can really do is this triple kick combo. I don't even know if he has anything else. He's throwing a knife around, but I don't know if he even throws the knife. I'm really not sure. He's got to have something else, right? You can also see, thanks to the therapy ring, even though Haschel's been the target of attacks a couple of times now, he's basically recovered his health almost completely. Alright, so we're back down to 1. It's pretty much not even worth it to do another Rose Storm, so I'm just going to save the MP and we'll do an attack. Alright, and we are back to normal. Might be nice if Dart had his Dragoon Spirit, but, you know, it's not meant to be. Oh, there we go. He's using his knife. Maybe a slightly stronger attack, but again on Haschel, that therapy ring is just so good.
Take that, flurry of sticks.
Yeah, Fairy of Sticks hasn't leveled up either, so he's not getting any more SP from it, which is a little unfortunate. Takes 5 attacks currently to get him back into Dragoon form. But I guess it kind of fits his character, you know. Haschel's kind of just a grounded hand-to-hand type, so, you know, maybe it makes sense that it's that way. His regular attack actually does more than his Dragoon attack. That's the power of those final additions, you know? Alright, so he's in the red. Can't have too much more left. Again, just look how much taller Garrick is than Haschel. Always with that counter. That's really hard to time. You know, I guess intentionally so, but eh. And it's such a big damage differential, especially since the counter is so early on in the combo. If you miss it, you do like a quarter of the damage.
Crash dance.
Blossom Storm!
Ha! Take that!
But either way, we landed the finishing blow. Haschel punches him back into the wall, which is pretty great. Well, what do you know? Big guy came to our rescue. Might have been able to see it coming, but that's pretty cool, huh? I like that Kongol's been a recurring character. Also, Haschel gets summoned 4 gods. Nice. So we'll finally be able to stop using Fairy/Flurry of Sticks. And also the others leveled up, but that's unimportant. One of the downsides, one of the things that I think is really unfortunate is that characters that are not in your party seem to get a reduced share of experience. For example, Shauna right now is basically like 13. I think now she's level 14 after that battle. So, The downside is if you're not using them, like, you need to actually grind with them to make them usable later. And all of us too. Yeah, Kongol definitely helped us out there. So he says, we're an enemy no more. This is the holy place of the Gigantos. He's a survivor. Yeah, so you can kind of tell something happened here, obviously by the fact that there are no Gigantos around, also by the fact that there's tons of ruins and rubble all over the place. So the humans killed us. They stole Gigantos' treasure. Oh, that's sad. Humans think other species can die. Humans, selfish creature. So when this happened, he was still small and he ran away. And Emperor Dole saved Kongol, fought against the bad people. So it's one of those things where you could definitely tell Emperor Dole had to have been corrupted by something, right? Like, why else would he have saved Kongol and fought off the humans that were attacking the place, right? World needs a strong leader. Giganto's sadness should not be repeated. Alright, Rose, just be quiet. He's gonna join us, alright? That's... If you don't think you make a good leader, come on, like, wake up. What have you been doing this whole game, man? And strong, strong power. Stronger than Emperor Dole. Kongol wants to see where the power goes. Fair enough, I guess. Rose is kind of the same way when you think about it. You know, she's just following us for fun, I guess, at this point. Maybe the Dragoons have a little something to do with it. Understand how he feels to be attracted to you. There must be something wherever you go. It's almost like you're the main character of an RPG or something. I just want to follow you. Friend. Sounds good. Yeah, it sure does, man. Lynn! That's it. It did start with an L. I knew it started with an L. Yeah, Lynn, that guy. Totally, I remember him. And the Dragoon spirit. You pushed the thing up there. Alright. I'll do that, I guess. See, I want to know stuff like, what is all of that on the ground? Like, all of those symbols in the circle and stuff. You know, like, what does all that mean? It's got to represent something, right? You know, like, what is the Gigantos religion? Those kinds of things. So, it looks like Garrick's come around. I'm glad to receive your fist. It's about the Princess Emily in the castle. She's a fake. That woman was switched. The real one is hidden in the castle. Man, that's quite a ploy if you've been keeping her there for like 6 months at this point. Yeah, fair enough. So it looks like that's it for Garrick. Yeah, at least he was able to give us some information at the end, right? Alright, so now that the gang is out of the way, we've opened up a secret passage down below, and hopefully everything we're looking for should be down there. I'm at Dart's ready to be reunited with that Dragoon spirit. I don't know. It's probably not likely, you know, like once you defeat their leader, it seems likely they'd all scatter. Before you head down, check the right torch, some stardust, and that is number 30, by the way, so we can pick up our next reward next time we're in town. Sweet. Alright, yeah, this is definitely a loot cave. Looks like Lynn's around as well. For some reason, they just kept him imprisoned. I don't know, maybe they were going to ransom him later or something. Meru, I don't think. I don't think kicking it is going to help. There you go, Albert. If your brawn doesn't work, you should use your brain. What great people. Yeah, it wasn't for you, alright? It was only like halfway for you. It was only like 25% for you, honestly. If he hadn't changed. So it seems like maybe Lynn might have known him as well. I don't know, something had changed. Probably the person who joined him a half year ago, here we go, a half year ago changed him. And that person's now assuming the form of Princess Emily. Alright, so yep, it's gotta be around here somewhere. And if you're particularly observant, once we get control, you may notice a shining down there. So we can talk to people, I guess. No, she said it should be easiest, yeah, because it recognizes you. You mean that shiny thing over there? Lynn, it's probably not going to be right there. This is where we were all standing. My logic will not work. Honestly, no, not really. I know where it is. I'm just having fun. Alright, well, it's down here. Whoa! Check that thing out. It seems happy to meet you again. Yeah. That's one thing I kind of like, you know. The Dragoon spirits don't get a lot of characterization, so to speak. But, you know, they have things like, you know, he's happy to see you again. And stuff like whenever the Dragoon spirit was floating down in front of Lavitz, and then he picked it back up, like it started shining again, like he was happy that it got picked up. I don't know, just little things like that. It's pretty nice. Also, what are those statues up there? I want to know what those are. Alright, so Kongol disappears inside us, and that means he's now officially joined our party. You can see he's got a ton of health, and also quite a lot of experience, actually. We'll leave him in here for now just to show him off, but the unfortunate downside is Kongol is generally considered to be one of the worst characters. He's pretty strong, you know, but as far as I remember, you know, he's definitely the slowest in the game. You could probably guess that just by his kind of character archetype. So, you know, that hurts him a bit. And in terms of, you know, comparing him to really fast characters that can still deal roughly the same amount of damage, it makes Kongol a lot less useful. But still cool. He's a cool character. And it's fun to have him around. And you've always got to enjoy having a big, brawny guy in your party, right? Alright, so now Kongol is on our side. Let's start working on these bandits.
Take that, flurry of sticks.
Alright, so Hashel's doing 156. I probably should have made it Dart, Albert, and Kongol, but we'll survive. Alright, so that's 156 from Hashel.
Yes. Go.
150 from Dart, and I think he has the power wrist equipped. And Kongol is not going to be up yet. This is what I'm saying. Kongol is super slow, which kind of limits his usefulness.
Take that, flurry of sticks.
Alright, another 156, of course. Kongol will get to go eventually, I promise. Alright, here he is. And a 161. So, you know, like, granted, you know, sure, I'll give you that that's his opening edition and he hasn't been upgraded any. But, you know, still, like, compared to everyone else, you know, like, he's kind of doing about the same amount of damage. It's not like Hashel was really upgraded that much, either. So, his speed is really just such a huge downside. What? You can't do that, man. Give me that back. I hope I get that back. I mean, I know it's only 50 gold, but it's 50 gold. Come on. Got it back. All right, cool. It's always the worst when there's like a stealing that enemies can do, and then you can't get it back, like even if you defeat them. That's always the worst thing. Alright, so we're going to switch our party around, and I'm also going to equip Haschel with his new addition, which we will see at some point. So let's switch back over to Albert. And additions. Let's take a look at its stats. You can see, unfortunately, its damage is again back down at 100%. But it's going to give him 50 SP, which is really good at its base. Summoned 4 Gods is probably his quote-unquote SP addition. Like if we look over at... Oh, where is he? Albert. So you can see, like this one here, the third one, Rod Typhoon, gives you 100 SP, but its damage is kind of in the middle. So that's kind of more of an SP gaining addition. However, Flower Storm is really shaping up. We've got it up to level 3 now, so that's good. We can also stop by and heal the Rock Fireflies, which is nice. And at this point, it's basically just backtracking out, so I'm going to do that. Back in the vast, wide world of Tybaroa, we do get to go back through the Valley of Corrupted Gravity as well. Now, unfortunately, going back through the valley can be a bit of a chore. You remember how long it took us to get here in the first place, and there's so much gravity switching and rock hopping that I don't even remember which way's which. Fortunately, I believe there are some rocks placed here and there that are designed to make it a little bit quicker to go back through. But, you know, I may be mistaken about this. The other thing that's kind of bad about this, I don't think I mentioned it before, but I'm pretty sure whenever you're moving on the rocks, it like increases your step counter, so to speak, for encounters. Because I notice a lot of the times I will get on a rock, and then, you know, I'm in like the blue still, and then by the time I get off of the rock, I'm in the red. So it seems like it's increasing that. You also notice that was a pretty big shortcut there. So it looks like the rocks do rearrange themselves so you can get back quicker. I only had to take a couple and I was already back. While we're here, actually, now that I think about it, you want to see Haschel's new attack?
Take that! Summon 4 gods!
It's alright. More hits, but it's not as cool as the giant energy ball he shot before. Once again on the world map, just made it through a couple more screens there, nothing super interesting. Now, if I could not be interrupted by random battles, that'd be nice. I feel like the random battles on the world map, oh, come on, really? As I was saying, I feel like the random encounters on the world map are kind of unnecessary, really. Because they happen so quickly, it's like 10 steps or something, and it's like a fixed interval every time, and there's usually just like one enemy. It basically just serves to waste your time, you know? Alright, so it looks like this is where us and Lynn are going to part ways, because obviously he wants to go back to Danao, we need to get back to the castle in Fletz, so this is the junction point. Now Danao is saved, yeah. Probably done a pretty good job of driving out most of the bandits. We've still got the imposter in the castle, maybe. She's the one leading the whole thing, who knows? But we've at least dealt a pretty major blow. What are you talking about? I didn't guide you at all. So, yeah, even Meru notices what you guys do is not normal. Monsters like Virage appear, Dragoons, Gigantos. Thought they only existed in fairy tales. Yeah, that's true enough. With her and Haschel around, I think there's enough mischievousness around here. Lynn's like, I'm going, you guys are weird, I'm leaving. Oh, having a wedding tomorrow. Wow, that's rather sudden, but, you know, I guess I understand. You get kidnapped by bandits, thrown into their prison cell or whatever. You know, maybe you want to get married to your girl the next day. Like, I've been through a lot. I didn't know if I was going to survive. Let's get married. Alright, so now we have to run all the way back through the Barrens, fighting along the way, of course. And we are through the Barrens. Now, of course, our next stop is in Fletz. But before we do that, believe it or not, we've got another pit stop to make. So we're going to take this path down and to the right here, that you may have noticed, and we'll probably get in a fight. Yep, there's another one. And we'll keep going, hopefully not run into another one before we hit this sign down here. So you can see this sign here was a barrier station. Now that we're on the second disc, you know we've moved into a different continent. This is the way we're going to be able to get back into the areas that were on the first disc. You can see we choose either the south or the north of Serdio. I believe where we're looking to go is on the south end. And we also keep the same world music, which is cool because I like this music a lot. And there's another fight. It's also kind of fun to fight all the little small enemies that are around here now that we're so much more powerful than we were. So we're going to take a left, and we are going to stop at the commercial town of Lohan. Bet you didn't think we'd be seeing this place again. Well, surprise. Now that we're back in town, it's pretty much the same. There's not too much different going on here. However, once we move on to the next screen, you can see something's happening. Remember this guy who tried to sell us a bottle for 100 billion gold? Man, Kongol is huge. Didn't we talk the other day? Come on, I've got great stuff. Like, you think we would trust you after that, really? I mean, I guess you did end up giving it to us. Oh man, a stone. Great, sell me a rock. For 100, you know what? 100 gold is probably an honest price. Nope. Whoa! Wait, we've seen that glow before? It's too much of a coincidence. Like, come on, this is just ridiculous. So he quickly grabs it back. Now it's the much talked about Shining Miracle Stone. Any illness or anxiety disappears instantly. Actually, we've got one of those. I mean, it's silver, but... So, of course, he's going to hike up the price to 1,000 gold. I don't think you can actually haggle this down. Rose wants to just kill him for it, which, I don't know, she might as well. It's business, that's life, I guess. Alright, so we're going to get kicked out. I guess we can choose to buy it or not, like we wouldn't. So, he's going to offer us 1,000 gold. We can ask for a discount. I don't think this will, like, lock us out of it. Yeah, if you want to get more money. So he's not backing down on this, which I guess is fair because, you know, he's actually got something of value this time. Alright, so we're going to have to buy it for the 1,000 gold. That shouldn't be a problem, assuming you haven't been just wantonly spending your money everywhere. So we'll take it. And we'll pay 1,000 gold for it. It's really not that much. For comparison's sake, I wanted to say we have 3,000 or 4,000 right now. I guess we could check. Yeah, 2545, so we had 3,500 at the time, so it's not like 1,000 is really too bad. And yes, believe it or not, we just bought the brown Dragoon Spirit, or the gold Dragoon Spirit, I'm not entirely sure, I guess we can see. Yeah, the gold Dragoon Spirit is found in Lohan. So this is actually Kongol's Dragoon Spirit. This is a really interesting case, which I think is just completely fascinating. Because if you don't buy this Dragoon Spirit here, you do not get Kongol's Dragoon Spirit until Disc 4, and pretty late in Disc 4, if I remember. So this is just a huge chance to buy it really early, and you would be a fool for missing out if you knew about it. I guess if you didn't know about it, you know, you didn't know about it. And also, who would really think to go back to Lohan right now? But anyway, definitely glad we did that. Let's get back to where we need to be. Alright, so we are now standing just outside of the Twin Castle in Fletz, which is our next destination. However, I believe we will save that for the next part. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.